This video is going to show you how to link grey literature research to the black literature, i.e. that type of literature that can be found on academic searches using official journals, conference papers and other peer-reviewed materials. So taking an example of grey literature, which is the BIMireland.ie website, which, as I said to you before, is a great link for looking for BIM jobs. But let's see if we wanted to try and find a link between this and some grey literature, some black literature. So I'm going to look first of all at who is involved in producing BIM Ireland, because I want to find out something about their credentials. So we've got an editor here called Daniel O'Neill. Now I happen to know that this spelling is incorrect and his name is Dan O'Neill with 2 L's. So I'm going to say, let's see if Dan O'Neill is actually involved in any publications that can be found on the DIT library site. So if you go to DIT library, so dit.ie/library, there are lots of other ways into the materials and I will show you them into the future, but for the purposes of this first task, the easiest way is to go to the eResources, search all summon at DIT. Now, if you're using this off-site, you need to first of all check this off-campus access box so that it allows you to put in your password and basically get behind DIT's firewall. But assuming now we're behind the firewall, if we click on this, what you'll see is you get into an area where you can do a search. The basic search you can put in any term you want, but I'm going to use advanced here. And I'm going to say that I'm going to put in an author's name, and the name I'm going to put in is Neil Daniel. And I'm also going to I'm going to limit my search to only the last 5 years. Now you can do a lot of other useful things here. I don't like to adjust discipline because sometimes things related to construction can be in IT journals or information management or others, so leave the discipline type open. When we get to a later stage, we might limit it to only ones that have full text online, because there's nothing more frustrating than finding materials and then not actually being able to access them. So I leave it fairly open at the moment, and I'm going to press search. What I will then find is I'll see if any of these actually relate to what I'm looking for. First few, no luck on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another search term, which is construction. I'm going to press enter on that one. And when we do, straight away we get author Daniel O'Neill with construction, and the most relevant result shows up here as the evolution of construction of Dublin City Council's housing with an emphasis on wall construction. And it was a full journal article published in Structural Survey. You'll see there's another one, there's a literature review on evolution, there's a few more down here which may or may not be relevant, but the first 3 here are all relevant. So I'm going to go to the full text online button here. And unfortunately, for some reason, the article link here isn't working properly. But it says missing article needs more sources. Click on this one here. This sometimes happens and there doesn't seem to be a logical reason for it. But if we click on here, what we'll see is that it's supposed to be in this journal called Structural Survey. And we know that the volume is number 33 and issue number 2. So what we've got here is we've got other possible links to that journal. Now, DIT Direct eJournals doesn't include the dates that are relevant to this, so it's supposed to be 2015. The dates are not available. However, this one here, Emerald eJournals, it's supposed to cover from 94 to 16, which does include our date. So I'm just going to click directly here on Journal. And as we said, it was volume 33, issue number 2. So if I click on that, and I now scroll down, and we'll see that we have the evolution of construction. If I click on that, I now have the title of the material. I have purpose, design, findings, research limitations, practical limitations. So in other words, a lot of the categories that you're looking for are already here. But if you, and preferably, what you should do is look at the entire article. So this here is the HTML version of it presented, where it's all on screen, but most of these different tools, and obviously all of the reference materials, but most of them you will find will also give you an option to download a PDF. So you see here there's an option to pull just the abstract, which is fine when you're just scanning to try and see what materials are available. We will talk later on about how we download these citations so that you're able to officially give credit to the author. But the one that might be more useful is for you to try and take down a PDF so that you can either read it at your leisure, or you can print it off, or do whichever way you want to. So if I click on PDF here, we get the cover page of it, which has a permalink via QR code, and then I have all of the materials here, okay, that I can look at. So now what you will do is you will go to the task list, you look at what the requirements are, what it asks you to do, but I would encourage you then to read the entire article and to try and pull out the information. You can see here the way that this particular article, the way that Structural Survey presents it, they have a very structured abstract. A lot of other publications don't have that. They're much more just write a paragraph. But a good abstract should have each of these items within it. So that gives you an idea of how to take a piece of grey literature, a website, find something of interest on it, and then link it via DIT's library resources to actually find some black peer-reviewed literature that you can use, which is of high quality for your research.